Hey, I'm here with Zach Lewis. He's one of the CI strategists, and Zach does a lot of 13-point assessments. Zach, what do they look like when you do them?
Yeah, so we start off by talking to our customer about what their industry and their environment and their business looks like, and then we take that conversation and work that into a discussion of impact. And when we talk about impact, we usually are looking at the three pillars of confidentiality, integrity, and availability. And so then we rate those three areas as high, medium, or low as far as impact for that particular organization. Most of the time when we talk to healthcare organizations, as an example, they're going to be high across the board, but there are other organizations that may be able to have their systems go down for a day or even a week, and that availability requirement might be lower. Or they just don't have any confidential data that they house, but they do need to have systems working for them to do their job. So those things can change. And so we have that discussion first. And then we take them through a series of questions under each of the 13 areas of assessment there. And we go through each question is very simple. It has an answer of yes, no, or I don't know. So we try to keep things simple for the customer there. And then after we've gone through all of those areas and answered all those questions, we put together a results presentation. And the results presentation will provide kind of the top 5 areas to focus on for improvement, as well as the specific areas that need to be focused on improvement within the overall area, and then also some remediation guidelines and suggestions on how to accomplish those things. So in the case of, maybe one of the findings was the customer doesn't have policies and procedures written down anywhere. Well, then the remediation action would be write down your procedures and policies, right? So it can be pretty simple like that. It can also get a little bit more complicated.
And, so let's take this down to, an example. So you do these 13-point assessments all the time. Tell me about one of the ones you did recently.
Yeah, so just the other day I had one with a long-term care facility. They are a nonprofit, and the person that we spoke with there knows that she has a lot of challenge to secure their environment because of the level of budget that they have. She also knows that she needs to get buy-in from management to get budget to do the things that she knows she needs to do. But she was also aware that there were areas that she probably didn't know about. So we went through this exercise with her. They were, again, healthcare, so their requirements for impact were high for confidentiality, integrity, and availability. And then when we looked through some of the questions, I mean, I can give you an example. There's a question that says, is there a documented and tested incident response plan? Another one that would say, has the chain of reporting that directs and expedites communications if suspicious activity is detected been established? And so we go through and we get their answers for all of these. The results of that particular assessment showed that they had some work to do under the auditing and monitoring category, as well as encryption and certificates, vulnerability management, and outsourcing. Under auditing and monitoring specifically, typically the issue there is people don't have a system or a resource that is looking at data sources to monitor the environment on a regular basis. They don't have somebody reviewing that stuff at least daily, and they don't have trained staff to look at these alerts, remove the false positives, and get that incident response plan in action if they see something. And that's really how impact grows tremendously. If you don't have those things in place, the longer that threat sits in the environment, the longer that bad actor has access to do things, the larger the impact is going to be at the end of the day.
Oh, wow. So it sounds like that organization is really going to be able to benefit from this by, reallocating resources, and trying to possibly get more budget, but possibly just saying, okay, we just need some different areas of focus without a huge budget raise, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So, in this particular case, some of the remediation that I would recommend for this customer would be to put a monitoring system in place, whether it be an outsourced solution or trying to bring it in-house may be difficult for a smaller nonprofit. So outsourcing is probably the way that they would go, but that would be the suggested course of action for them in this case.
Awesome. Well, Zach, thanks for joining me today. And folks, if you're interested in the 13-point assessment, go ahead and, shoot us an email at info@criticalinsight.com. And thank you very much and have an awesome day.